Hey, good morning, BC. Doompaul here. How you doing? Got a couple records for you today. Hope you're all doing well, as usual. Let's see. So let's just get straight into it. First record I've got today is a Japanese doom metal band. I'd actually say sludge. Dot. It's an EP on Blind Date Records. Managed to land this one last week. The old local record store. Here's the thing about Dot. I think they're fantastic, but I dig sludge. A lot of people don't dig sludge, and I get that. You know, it's slow and meandering, and it's just a bunch of big riffs. But you know, they really spice this one up with you know, the first track opens up with like some movie soundtrack playing in the background. I mean, some talking, which is, you know, kind of creepy, and you know, sludge is nothing if not creepy. I dig sludge. You know, it's atmospheric. It's a lot of fun. Well, I wouldn't say it's a lot of fun. It's oppressive, and it's angry, and but I enjoy it. Always have. You know, bands like I Hate God, Church of Misery, stuff like that. These guys, this is from 2004, and I think the cover art's just fantastic. Terrible name for a band. I'm just gonna say, you know, and I was talking to some people, and they pretty much agree. But boy, this is a fantastic little record. It goes on, and it's slow, and it's crunchy, and it's angry, and not a ton to say about this record except that I really enjoyed it. And if you enjoy sludge, if you're a sludge fan, definitely do not pass this band by just by their name, because I would have. Full disclosure, I only bought the record. I didn't know anything about them because my local record store had a sticker on there, and they were like doom metal. Well, I love doom. I do, and it's doomy in parts, but it's definitely more sludge. And I'm actually quite impressed by it. So Dot, give him a spin. Why not? Second record is a record that is near and dear to my heart, not near and dear to everybody's heart. And I know I show a lot of Jethro Tull, but I'm going to show some more. So there. Songs from the Wood. I think that's a fantastic back cover with the turntable tree. You know, I grew up with this record. I really, it was one of the albums that really pushed me over the edge with Jethro Tull, where I was just like, I became like sort of an instant fanboy. This isn't the period of Tull where they're starting to explore synthesizers. It's in a trilogy that they did with, I can't remember the other two right now. Where sort of their folksy period, and this is really true with this record. You know, they're going straight medieval, and you know, for a 16-year-old D&D playing nerd that I was at the time, this fit right into my lifestyle, and I love it. Listening to it now, I can hear sort of the 80s influences starting to creep in with the straight synthesizers and stuff like that, which I don't think was Tull's finest moments, but the songwriting on this one is flawless. Um, Ring Out Solstice Bells. Um, Easily one of the finest Christmas songs ever written, or holiday songs, or whatever you'll have. In my opinion, just amazing and powerful, and Hunting Girl. I mean, just a song about a dominatrix running through the woods on a horse, wanting to whip peasants. Yeah, that's what I want to hear in my. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear fun. A lot of times fun is downplayed, and I don't like the goofy, jokey stuff. I don't, but I do enjoy it when bands write a song that's fun, and and tongue in cheek is fine. As long as you don't go goofball, and none of this is goofball. It's fantastic, and it's got some environmental messages and stuff like that, but it's subtle and it's well played. Um, Geez, I don't think there's a bad song on this record. I really don't. Eh, there's a lot of like lutes and flutes and everything else that everybody seems to or a lot of people seem to talk down about Jethro Tull about. And, this is not a heavy metal record in any way, shape, or form. But it really captures sort of what they were going for with the whole Songs from the Woods theme, and all the different multi instrumentations. It just works. It really really does. And the songwriting they did, or Ian just nailed it. So if you don't know Tull, and I know a lot of people are on the fence about Tull, but I love them. They're I'm currently trying to do a completist thing on Tull, and this one really really does it for me. It's a lot of fun. Okay, next we have I I've shown a couple Uriah Heep records before, and I was on the fence about them too. This one has really, really, really turned me around. I can't get enough of it, and it's Salisbury. It is the U.S. pressing with the alternate cover and alternate track list. That's pretty rad right there. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's like this crazy maze that this was put out in 1970. On the Mercury label. This record alternates between almost metal, at least on the UK. The UK pressing, the track listing is different than on the US pressing, and I listened to the UK track listing this morning, and I've been listening to the US, and I think the UK is by far the finer track listing, and I'd be curious to know why they switched it, because on the UK track listing it opens up with a track that is just, I'm just going to say, a flat out heavy metal song. No doubt about it. And they alternate between that and these folky sort of 60s wig out songs, and then they go back into rockin'. And there's some tracks on here that are quite long. Yeah, like Salisbury, which is like 16 minutes 22 seconds. There's not a thing I don't care about this record. There was actually one track, I think the second track, where it was like a little like too folky for me, but that's just me, and I'm sure I'm going to grow to love it. But this is the record by Uriah Heep that has definitely turned me around to them. A lot of fun. lot of just great songwriting, a lot of just strong record, really strong record. I believe it's their second, recorded in 1970. I think their first was also recorded in 1970. Very humble, very heavy. Um, but I've got a stack of like 5 Uriah Heep records, and I haven't really given them their due. And I decided to start with this one to really give it its due. And this one, I am so glad that I did, because I've been listening to this all week, and just amazingly powerful. Okay, I'll put that back in later. The last record pretty much blew my mind. And that is the Refused, Shape of Punk to Come. Just going to hold that up there, so when YouTube decides to do the snapshot of the record, this one's the one that comes up. Okay. And I don't think I actually ever looked at the gatefold. If you're gonna have a gatefold, make good use of it. I don't really think that they made the best use of this, but that's just my opinion. A very political band, hardcore band. Hardcore is something I don't know anything about, really. I listened to Minor Threat and Fugazi and stuff like that growing up, but it never really branched off past that. I was more of a metal guy. And, this is from Sweden, I believe. And it's a 2-record set. There's 1. There's 2. And for any of you that care, that's the label. It doesn't really say what the label is, does it? Oh, Epitaph. This is absolutely a hardcore record, but it incorporates so much more than any other hardcore record I've ever heard before. First of all, they are not afraid to play their instruments really, really well and explore more than your average just crunchy guitars and hard riffs and stuff like that. And they're willing to go out on a limb and just like really explore, almost in a jazz vein, or a prog vein. I've never heard anything like this before, and I cannot recommend this highly enough. I'm not the biggest hardcore fan, and at the first listen, some of the hardcore stuff was a little bit off-putting to me, and then I just actually gave in and fell over and just listened, and man, just great. I mean, a very, 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 very political band. And, I that doesn't bother me. I think music is a wonderful way to bring forth ideas and disseminate them to the public. And they certainly do this. But even my wife liked this one. She could hear it from the other room, and she was like, "Oh, I like that." And I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty amazing." But they're really good at their instruments, and it's not just we have instruments as a method to bring our message. These guys can play, and it even has a little bit of electronic music touch to it. It's a strange bird, but a fantastic bird. I guess they broke up for a long time after this record, and I guess there's been a lot of tensions in the band or whatever. But I guess they reformed a couple years ago, and I'm going to be exploring their catalog, because if it's anything like this, it's just flooring. I can't tell you how much I dig it. So, rambled on enough about that. All right, last thing I'm going to show you real quick, because I'm hitting the 15-minute mark, and I try not to go over that, but I'm going to anyway. Black Sabbath, the best of Music Laden Live. Yeah. I don't have a VCR, so I haven't seen this. But I picked it up at a thrift store or something for $1 a while back. If any of you guys know anything about this, let me know, because I wasn't able to find anything about it on Discogs. I'm sure if I hunted a little bit more, I'd be able to. But it's just 4 tracks on when they were on this German TV show. They did Black Sabbath, Iron Man, Paranoid, and Blue Suede Shoes. I'm thinking about going down to a thrift store to just get a VCR just so I can watch this. It's a very short video. It's certainly not long, but I was pretty excited. I love Black Sabbath, one of my favorite bands of all time, and I couldn't turn this down. So yeah, that's my Saturday for you. I hope you guys are all doing well. As always, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the communications. I appreciate the thoughts. I try to get back to you as soon as I can. I got to do some catching up today on watching videos, but first I have to wait the long hour and a half until the record store opens, because I got to go to the record store. I guess the guy just went to storage and pulled out a bunch of stuff, so pretty excited about that. See what he's got. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a happy Saturday. I am. And I will talk to you next week. All right. Peace.